We've got a guy here who is going to make you all feel very inferior. Dan Keeley from Snow Camp, one of the charities here today, has just run all the way from Rome. So it's the Rome to Home Challenge. You may have read about it, but here he is, the man himself. Welcome, Dan.
Hi guys, how are we doing? It's good to be here.
Welcome back to London.
It's good to be here.
So Dan set off from Rome in Italy on the 25th of August, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 7 a.m.
65 days later, 1,250 miles, Dan is here at the Telegraph Ski and Snowboard Show. That's a long way, guys. +3, I believe, because you ran here this morning.
Yeah, +3. Yeah, we had a 3-mile cool down from the London Eye, where I finished yesterday, to arrive here about an hour ago at the ski show, and it's been an amazing welcome so far.
Dan, explain to everyone what it is you did, where you went, and tell everyone what it is. I can't explain it as good as you.
Yeah, no problem. So, the whole adventure, guys, has actually been about sharing my story and my experiences with bipolar disorder. So 5 years ago, I had a full-blown manic episode in Italy. I actually ended up stood in the middle of a major motorway at rush hour at 5 p.m. in Italy 5 years ago because I lost my mind. So 6 months after starting one of the most amazing positions that I've been gifted with at Snow Camp, an amazing charity which brings me to the ski show, I couldn't turn off this adrenaline and this dopamine and all these ideas that I was going to have for the charity, and it just manifested and grew and grew. And I started believing, if I was going to have this impact for the charity, then why couldn't I apply that to the UK? And why, if I'm going to stop there, why not try and change the world? And it just escalated. I wasn't looking after myself. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. For one stretch, I went for 2 hours sleep a night for 3 weeks in March 2012, and it was just escalating. And everyone was saying, Dan, just calm down, switch off, relax. And so we booked this holiday to Italy, and we're heading out there, and everybody was just saying, Dan, please just slow down, switch off your phone. But I couldn't. My foot was firmly planted on the accelerator, and we get out to Italy, and obviously the alarm bells are going off, and my fiance at the time, my now wife Georgie, she starts calling our family, and we knew that something wasn't right, and we needed to get me to a psychiatric hospital. But by that point, I genuinely believed I was the chosen one, and I wanted to show the world how to slow down and follow their hearts, which, if I didn't get that out of my system in the most impactful way possible at the time, I was going to explode. So that's what led me to preaching in the middle lane of a motorway. What followed after that was time spent in psychiatric wards, both in Italy and the UK. 6 weeks of a pretty confusing time, from basically going from believing you're the chosen one and having all that conviction in yourself to not wanting to be here anymore. And there's a few friendly faces in this audience that know that I basically went off the radar for 6 months at the back end of 2012 because I didn't want to be here. And it got pretty dark. It was not a nice time. But for those that have been following this adventure, it's turned into a very, very positive story.
Positive story resulting in those miles from Rome. So Dan's done this to promote mental health. Mental health awareness, I'm sure you've all seen, has been in the media massively recently. So the adventure Dan has now done from Rome, this is even more inspiring. So following that, you decided you've done some great work for Snow Camp. You were going to do this and you're going to spread the word about mental health, and especially in men, because it can go very... People don't appreciate it sometimes. So, Dan, tell us, let's get to the basics of this adventure that you've just got back off. Tell us, how far did you run each day?
So my average miles was, average 20 miles a day. But I was running from anything between 15 miles to 52. So I actually had a 52-mile day approaching Paris with the pack, and I had, obviously 2 full rest days in Paris after that. But to kind of simplify the whole adventure, mainly it was about sharing my story and my experiences with bipolar, keeping men alive by talking, but I dedicated the Alps stages to Snow Camp. So, that's where the idea of the adventure came in, Rome to Home. I wanted to create this platform, linking in Italy, to share my story and my experiences, dedicating the Alps stage to Snow Camp.
So would you say the Alps was your favourite place, your favourite stage of your run, or was there another stage that stands out?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be here speaking today if the mountains weren't, firmly etched on my heart, but the Alps is always going to be really special, but then Montreux, after I dropped into Martigny after the Alps and then headed up to Lake Geneva, that was something else. It was unbelievable. But yeah, the Alp stage and reaching the top of the Great St Bernard Pass, which I'll show you guys in a second, was life-changing.
And you did this whole thing as you are now, with this, turn around and show the audience what you've got on his back. So this weighs how much? Do you say 11k?
Yeah, it's 11k pack with, I think it went up to 12.5 with extra water. In Italy there was a day where it was 38 degrees. I did a 26-mile day, pretty much, anything between 35 to 38 degrees. So the extra water added the weight, but it's an 11k pack.
And you did it with no support whatsoever. You were on your own out there.
That's right.
How's that? Did it feel lonely? How are you when you're running that distance on your own in the middle of the mountains? How does it feel?
Yeah, do you know what? I didn't feel that lonely. And in Italy, I was following an old pilgrimage path between, they linked Canterbury Cathedral all the way down to the Vatican. So there's plenty of people walking to Rome to get their blessing, or, everyone's got their story. In Italy, there were so many Italians walking down to Rome, and obviously running the other way. I've got lots of questions, loads of interactions, and there wasn't really one moment where I felt lonely. I've got amazing people on WhatsApp and everything as well, so yeah, I'm very lucky.
You've had a lot of support back here in the UK. You've been tell us about the charity that you've been raising money for as part of this.
Yeah, well, it's two charities. So the Alp stage was all for Snow Camp. So I've been very lucky to be a part of the Snow Camp team for the past 5 years. An amazing charity that changes the lives of inner city young people with snow sports. Otherwise, it was for Calm, the campaign against living miserably, who are dedicated to keeping men alive by talking. And we've raised 14 grand.
£14,000, everybody.
For Calm and £2 for Snow Camp. So.
That's fantastic. £16,000 in total. If that doesn't deserve a round of applause, I don't know what does. So, what are you carrying on your back? Let's think about the practicalities of running 1,250 miles. What have you got on your back to keep you living?
Okay, I've got two little mascots in there.
Who are they?
Little Bear and Little Bernard.
Oh.
Little Bernard joined us at the top of the pass. We can get them out afterwards. I've got a small bivvy bag. It's basically like a survival shelter, just as, if I needed it as the backup, which I used 6 times. I've got, first aid kit, a change of clothes, thankfully, a couple of battery packs, the GoPros, the Sax underwear, if they're hearing this, thank you very much. A whole bunch of stuff just to keep me ticking over.
And where were you staying? Where were you sleeping?
Anything from my bivvy bag to convents with the nuns, which was amazing. Airbnb places paid off. My dear old mother-in-law treated me to a hotel by the lake down in Italy. Just a whole bunch of places. A really special experience at the top of the Great St Bernard Pass. Was pretty cool.
Should we watch this is a video of that. So let's take a look at some footage of Dan running. Get a lift then? They might even stop and give you a lift.
It was tempting.
mountains and ski and snowboard, but running them like that is a different kettle of fish. Tell us, what was the toughest part of the challenge?
The toughest part of the challenge was on day 13, where, for those that just joined us, I've got bipolar disorder. On day 13 of the adventure, I was actually entering into a hypomanic episode where basically I was just getting carried away. I was pushing too hard. It just felt fantastic. I was just really giving it the beans. And when you wake up in the morning and you've got 5 or 6 of your family saying just to let's ease up, you've got to swallow that properly and take the extra medication, slow down a bit, and deal with it. But thankfully I had 2 friends joining me at exactly that same moment. So yeah, we handled that well, and here we are.
Here he is indeed. So you arrived at the London Eye yesterday. That was your goal. How did that feel? We'll watch the footage in a minute, but how did it feel to see the London Eye and approach it?
Yeah, it was pretty special. It was just one big red, white and blue champagne-fueled moment, and I don't think I've truly digested quite what I've done yet and how yesterday felt. And I've watched this video over and over already, and still can't quite believe that this person running into this crowd is me.
Let's have a look at when Dan arrived in London yesterday.
At this point, guys, I didn't realise it was my wife who sprayed me with champagne, and I couldn't find her.
So you've done it, you did it, we've not done it, you've done it. And what happens now? Like, how do you recover? Do you keep running? What's the plan?
Yeah, I fancy keeping on running. I'd love to ditch the backpack and see what kind of mileage I can do without 11k on my back. Obviously, fully committed to snow camp. We've got an amazing winter season ahead, fingers crossed. We've got the Winter Olympics. It's going to be an amazing season for all of us in the room, but I will be looking for other creative ways to share my story and keep men alive by talking, alongside everything at snow camp as well.
So if you've been inspired by Dan's story, he's already raised £14,000, but you can go online, and where do they need to go to donate?
Yeah, well, like I said, we've done pretty well for the other mental health charity, but what I'd love to do, guys, is just boost this snow camp fundraising. I can't tell you how grateful I am for their support, keeping my job open for me when I didn't want to be here, and I cannot express how grateful I am to snow camp, and they do change lives of young people with snow sports. So if we want to go to roamtohome.com/snowcamp, it would mean the world to me.
Fantastic. So I think we will end the talk with a massive round of applause, and congratulations, Dan. It really is inspiring.